Hi, this is Adam. Thank you for watching Jason Adam TV on YouTube. If you haven't, please subscribe, give us a thumbs up, and leave comments in the comment section. Today I'm going to be commenting on a video by Cyrus Jansen, an American who has evidently been a go-between for businesses between China and the US for about 15 years, and he has made a video on YouTube titled, "What Does Freedom Mean in China?" So this should be interesting. A white American male is going to explain to us what freedom means to Chinese people, supposedly. So yes, he's an American expat who has lived in China, and also I think currently he's living in Vancouver, British Columbia. So I looked up, I didn't want to spend too much time looking up information about his life. That's not really that interesting to me, but I did look up the city Richmond. Must be a suburb of Vancouver that he lives in. It's in the top 7% of the most expensive cities to live in the world. So evidently the man is doing well for himself. Okay, so yeah, his name is Cyrus Jansen. He's got his own YouTube channel and his own Facebook page. All right, so let's get into the video and see what he has to say.
What does freedom mean to Chinese people? It's an interesting question, and I guarantee you it's not as easy as you may think to answer. And the reason for that is that freedom means different things to different people around the world.
Okay, that's a fair comment. Freedom does mean different things to different people, but I think most people could agree that freedom means being free from subversion and having the ability to have free speech. Those are two common tenets of freedom that most people would agree on.
Don't believe me? Well, take a look at this image that was taken a couple of months before the 2020 presidential election inside the United States. Now, the owner of this vehicle was obviously...
Okay, so this is supposedly a picture taken inside the US before the 2020 presidential election, and it does contain some profanities about former President Donald Trump. Let's see what this picture has to do with the definition of freedom.
Not very happy with then President Donald Trump and decided to take it to the extreme by printing out some profanities and placing it on the back of his window. Now, recently somebody sent this to me and said, "Cyrus, this is a great example of why America is the best country in the world. In America, you have the ultimate freedom to do whatever you want to do. If you want to disrespect your leader, you can do that, and you can even put it on the back of your car."
Okay. Yes, I would agree with that. We can disrespect and do disrespect our leaders if we feel that they have earned the disrespect. Now, I would say most Americans would not express their discontent in such a manner as the person in the picture did. But it's fair to say that most Americans believe that this is an example of free speech.
He said, "Cyrus, I know that you often talk about China, but this is the truth. In China, you do not have freedom because you would not be able to write this on the back of your car in China." And it's really interesting because this man is 100% correct. You would not be able to do this in China.
Okay, I would agree with that. You definitely would not be able to disrespect Xi Jinping or the other Communist Party leaders in that way in China. Okay, so Jason told me this is a woman who disappeared in China. She had the audacity to pour ink on a picture of Xi Jinping. Evidently in China, you know, people disappear for doing things like this. In America, it would be considered your right of protest, peaceful protest. So anyway, let's see what the woman does.
我以实名制反对习独裁专制的暴政，觉得恨之入骨。
Okay, so I can't understand what she's saying, but she pours black ink over a poster of Xi Jinping. She opposes tyranny. That's not a radical statement, at least in America it's not. Also, defacing a poster would be a minor crime of vandalism, but it would not carry most people for doing this, they would get a fine and be released. As this woman was placed in a mental hospital for a year for pouring ink on the poster of Xi Jinping. And after that, she became seriously mental ill.
反对习近平专制暴政，就通过他，看他能把我怎么地。习近平，我在这里等着你来抓我，我就一个人反对中国共产党，反对共产党独裁暴政专制。
Okay, so those were her last social media messages, and then after that she was followed by men in uniform. Okay, so many Americans tried to contact this lady, but China would not let her communicate with the outside world. Again, what she did would be considered a very minor crime in America. She wouldn't get any jail time. She would probably walk away with a fine. And this woman suffered in a mental hospital for over a year and was not allowed to speak with anyone. One thing I'd like to note is this guy has the voice of a minister or a clergyman, a priest. And I should know because my father was a minister for many years, and I grew up going to church every Sunday and every Wednesday. So he has the influential voice of a pastor or a minister or a clergyman. And it is an influential voice. He sounds like a very rational person on the surface. So let's see what else he has to say.
But there's something that he does not understand, and that is the fact that almost no Chinese person would ever want to take it to this extreme, and no Chinese person would look at this action and think of that as freedom.